I wanted to go ahead and do a quick video today and talk about a recent, very short clip that I uploaded. And it's essentially addressing an aspect, a very small aspect of raw land, vacant land. And as you all know, I've been talking about vacant land for quite some time now. And I wanted to talk about an aspect, a sliver of an aspect of vacant or raw land investing. You know, one of the things that when it comes to vacant land and when it comes to raw land, there's so many ways to go ahead and do it, to invest in land, right? You can buy it for cash, you can buy it on terms, you can traditionally finance the land, et cetera, et cetera. But when it comes to this small sliver of raw land or vacant land investing, I want you to keep in mind that this particular thing, this particular strategy, when you begin to understand it, when you begin to learn it, it changes a lot of things. So, what am I talking about? Essentially, what I'm talking about is financing, more specifically, owner financing. Owner financing it's nothing new. It's been around for some time. And so what I want to do is I want to go explain the difference between traditional financing and non-traditional, which is owner financing. Traditional financing is where you take the time to provide your financial documents, your credit and that type of thing, to qualify for a loan so that you can finance a piece of property, whether that be a house, vacant land, apartment complex, et cetera, et cetera. With traditional financing, typically what happens is this. You're going to put a certain amount of money down. Hey, Phil, how's it going? You're going to go ahead, you're going to put a certain amount of money down when it comes to traditional financing, okay? You're going to have to credit qualify. You're going to have to qualify with your income. This is traditional financing. Typically, when we talk about traditional financing, it's not just real estate, it's not just houses or land or apartment complexes, it's also cars. It can also be jewelry. It can also be just different things when it comes to traditional financing. Typically, you go ahead with traditional financing, you go through a company. Now, over here, you have non-traditional or owner financing. This is where you communicate with an owner and you ask them, Mr. or Mrs. Owner, I'd be willing to go ahead and pay your price if you can be flexible on terms. Now, with this type of owner or creative financing, it's non-traditional. In other words, you're not going to qualify with credit. You're not going to qualify with income. What you're going to do is approach the owner with simply a conversation. Hey, Mr. or Mrs. Owner, I'd be willing to go ahead and pay for your property if you could be flexible on terms. Now go ahead and say, well, Joe, what do you mean? So why don't we agree upon $500 down and $200 a month? There are many owners when it comes to whether it be apartments or houses or land. There are many owners that would be more than willing to take monthly payments. In other words, they'd be willing to take terms for their property in order to go ahead and pay the property off. Now, let's switch it. Let's say you buy the property and you own the property. So let's say, for instance, I go ahead and I buy a piece of land. I close on that piece of land. Now, what I can do is I can offer owner or seller financing. somebody's interested in buying the land from me, I said, absolutely. I can go ahead and sell it for $400 down and $200 a month. Okay. Obviously, you'll calculate what you're selling the land for, obviously at a profit, et cetera, et cetera. But this is a simple example of seller financing or owner financing. Okay. You want to make sure that you are getting, if you're buying the property yourself, and whether you're buying the property yourself or you're selling the property, you want to make sure that the terms are favorable to you. Okay? Make sure those terms are favorable to you. And obviously, when you're buying the property, when a seller goes ahead and says they want $20,000 for a vacant piece of land, absolutely, I can put $500 down and $200 a month. Okay? Make sure those terms are favorable to you, because you don't want to get into a situation where you can no longer afford that piece of land. All owner financing it's a non-traditional way of qualifying or paying for a piece of property. You can do this with so many different things. The reason I say this is a very unique and powerful strategy is because it's a great way to go ahead and buy property as well as turn around and sell the property. If you're buying a property, there are many owners that are out there that will allow you to buy their property on terms, and you can either sell that property for different types of strategies, right? You can sell that property for cash. You could turn around and resell that property for terms. You can go ahead and lease option that property. You can go ahead and lease and or rent that property. There's so many different things that you can go ahead and do once you begin to understand owner or seller financing, okay? If you all found value in this video, please go ahead and click the like button. Please feel free to go ahead and share with family and friends. If any of you are interested in going ahead and talking to me, feel free to go ahead and check out the link in the description. Let's have a conversation. Let me know if you need traditional real estate help or real estate investing help or whatever questions you may have, okay? Feel free to go ahead and reach out to me today. You all take care. Have a great day.